I don't care.
Basta talaga.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change,
Hi guys, so good morning and welcome back to my magical world. It's me, Frostbite, your favorite celebrity here in the Philippines. So it's August 19, 2025 right now. It's Tuesday, so welcome to all the newborn kids. You know, in the hospital there are a lot of, newborns. Wait lang, nubo ako guys. Wait lang ah. Ayan. Okay na, let's start. So I'm gonna read pages 278 and 279 of the book Mastery. Hindi ko alam kung clear ba yung face ko because I have, a cute background right there. So, later, Einstein would illustrate his insight through the following image. Suppose a train is moving past an embankment at a constant velocity. A man stands in the center of the embankment. Just as the train moves by, lightning strikes simultaneously at two equidistant points, A and B. To the right and left of the man, suppose there is a woman seated in the middle of the train who is passing just in front of the man on the embankment as the lightning strikes. She will be moving closer to point B as the light signal travels. She will see it strike ever so slightly ahead of the lightning at point A. What is simultaneous for the man on the embankment is not so far the woman on the train. No two events can ever be said to be simultaneous because every moving reference frame has its own relative time, and everything in the universe is moving in relation to something else. As Einstein put it, there is no audible tick-tock everywhere in the world that can be considered as time. If time is not absolute, then neither is space or distance. Everything is relative to everything else, speed, time, distance, and so on, except for the speed of light, which never changes. By the way guys, this was like discoveries from way back long time ago. So we are in ever-changing evolution, innovation, environment, we are just changing every day. What the truth that was hidden before, that was discovered before cannot be, sometimes, diba? Since nga, we are doing in-depth studies nowadays. So I hope you get my point. This was called his theory of simple relativity, and in the years to come, it would shake the foundation of physics and science. Several years later, Einstein would repeat the exact same process for his discovery of general relativity, and he called the curvature of space-time, applying relativity of gravitational force. He again began with an image, a thought experiment that he pondered for close to 10 years, leading to his breakthrough theory in 1915. From this theory alone, he deduced that the course of light rays must be bent by the curvature of space-time, and had gone even further to speculate the exact bend of arc for rays of starlight grazing the sun, to the astonishment of scientists and public alike. During the solar eclipse of 1919, astronomers were able to precisely verify Einstein's speculation. It seemed that only someone with superhuman brain capabilities could deduce such a measurement simply through abstract reasoning. The fame and reputation of Albert Einstein as a freakish genius was born at the moment and has remained ever since. So alam nyo guys, like siguro I don't know how many era, may mga pinapanganak dyan na mga genius kids which is most of the time they are isolated kasi nga they have this rare talent, skills, and the mind that are dangerous to predators. You know, the government. So, yeah. Uh, Although we like to assume that a genius like Albert Einstein had powers far beyond our capabilities, his great discoveries depended on two very very simple decisions he made as a young man. First, at the age of 20, he determined that he would be a mediocre scientist, experimental scientist. Even though heavy immersion in mathematics and experimentation was the conventional route in physics, he would go his own way, a daring decision. Second, he would consider the primal distaste for authority and convention as a great strength. He would attack from the outside and unburden himself of all the assumptions that were torturing scientists in relation to Newton. These two decisions allowed him to play to his strengths. A third factor can be identified as well, his love of the violin and the music of Mozart. To others who would marvel at his feel for Mozart, he would reply, "It's in my blood." He meant that he had played this music so often that it had become part of him, his essence. So, if you don't know yet, diba, certain music have certain frequencies which are making us feel motivated, energized, or destroyed all at once, depending on what type of music you are listening to. Okay, so pick your poison, guys. Pick your poison wisely. Choose wisely, guys. So he had an inside understanding of the music. This would become the unconscious model for his approach to science. He would think himself inside complex phenomena. Although we tend to imagine Einstein as the ultimate abstract thinker, his way of thinking was remarkably concrete, almost always in terms of images that related to the everyday objects around him, such as trains, clocks, and elevators. Thinking in this concrete way, he could turn a problem over and over in his mind, consider it from all angles while walking, talking to others, or sitting at the desk at the patent office. He would later explain that imagination and intuition played a far larger role in his discoveries than his knowledge of science and mathematics. If he had any qualities that were extraordinary, they were his practice mixed with extreme tenacity after what can only be considered as well beyond 10,000 hours of contemplation of one problem. He reached a transformation point. The various aspects of a supremely complicated phenomenon had become internalized, leading to an intuitive grasp of the whole. So in this case, the sudden image that came to him revealing the relativity of time, his two theories of relativity have to be considered as perhaps the greatest intellectual feats in history, the fruits of intense labor and not of some extraordinary, inexplicable genius. Ano ba yan? Dumilim. Wait lang, guys. Walang ilaw. Okay na ata yan. Ayan nyo na muna yan. Wait lang. Ayan, guys. So, tinutukan na yung ilaw. So, medyo madilim na. Madilim na dito. But it's only outside, yeah? So, dito lang sa room. So, there are many paths to mastery, and if you are persistent, you will certainly find one that suits you. But a key component in the process is determining your mental and psychological strengths and working with them. To rise to the level of mastery requires many hours of dedicated focus and practice. You cannot get there if your work brings you no joy and you are constantly struggling to overcome your own weakness. You must look deep within and come to an understanding of these particular strengths and weaknesses you possess, being as realistic as possible. Knowing your strengths, you can lean on them with utmost intensity. Once you start in this direction, you will gain momentum. You will not be burdened by conventions, and you will not be slowed down by having to deal with skills that... Oh, relax. Skills that go against your inclinations and strengths. And this way, your creative and intuitive powers will naturally awaken. So, okay. So, aside from the knowledge that we acquire, the physical knowledge, what you physical, the knowledge that we digest on a daily basis. We also have spiritual knowledge, like, intuition, the Akashic records, those things, that you have to cultivate or practice to have, because we are all, paano ba, we are all are given the gifts to amplify it, paano ba, to enhance it, mga ganon guys, basta. So I wanna thank you guys for always listening and tuning to my channel. Thank you guys for helping me make this world a better place for all of us and for the future generation. So the weather is good, amazing. So I think may kukunin ako later. So hopefully maging successful 'yan in a bit, and I will see you later. May mga inaaral din ako right now. It's, micro learning. Aside from I have anxiety and stress lately kasi they're putting a lot of pressure in myself. Na I'm doing something pa. You cannot do it all together. Okay, although I can, pero I wanna take my sweet time. Yun na, sige na. Mag-iingat kayo for today. And for every day, guys.